We are 24 hours away from kickoff for your Seattle Seahawks as they take on their matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football. Welcome into the show. Tyler Jones here. Thanks for joining us as we catch up to speed on the injury report for Seattle. A lot of changes over the last few days heading into Monday night. We'll recap it all coming up in just a matter of moments, both for Seattle and for Philadelphia in just a bit. Before we do, between now and kickoff, we are in a sub-battle with our Eagles Now channel. Chase Sr. and the gang, they got a little edge on us right now. 400 new subscribers for them. We're just over 300. Sub for Dubs. If you want to beat the Eagles, not just on the football field, but off the field as well, show why you guys are the best fans in the NFL. Subscribe now for free, and make sure to join us for our watch party coming up tomorrow night right here on Seahawks Today. Let's begin with the latest on Geno Smith. He was limited in practice on Saturday with that groin injury that forced him to miss last week's game against the San Francisco 49ers. And so now, heading into this week, as the Seahawks face the Philadelphia Eagles, the question remains, will he be able to give it a go or not? We'll see as far as that goes with Geno Smith. He heads into tomorrow's game. You look at the statistics, you can see it hasn't been the best year for Geno. 15 touchdowns, 9 picks. And that begs the question, if Geno is not 100% healthy, are they better off going with Geno at not full strength or a full-strength Drew Lock, as we've been told that Drew Lock is preparing to start this game against Philadelphia tomorrow, that he has gotten all the first-team reps this week and that he's doing what he needs to do if his name is called upon. Now, personally, based on what we saw last week with Drew Lock, I don't think it was as huge of a drop-off as we expected from Geno Smith to Drew Lock. With that said, if Geno is not 100% healthy and is kind of just playing at half strength of some sorts, I think the Seahawks would be better off with Drew Lock in that scenario if that is the case. But that remains to be seen. If Drew Lock ultimately is going to be the guy, the Seahawks doesn't mean their chances of winning are diminished, because you look at what the Philadelphia Eagles have, their injury front is pretty big themselves. As Jalen Hurts, with an illness that he's been dealing with, not to mention that he's been injured for much of the season, he's expected to play for Philadelphia, as we got a report just within the last couple hours or so that he is on his way to Seattle after initially not taking the team plane to Seattle, courtesy of John Clark, who covers the Eagles, saying the following: Jalen Hurts is on his way to Seattle. Jalen left separately from the Eagles team charter from Philly this afternoon. He is battling an illness and did not want to get anyone sick. I'm told the hope is that he'll be able to play tomorrow night. He missed practice yesterday. So we'll see what type of Jalen Hurts that is. But remember, Darius Slay is also out for Philadelphia as well, as he had knee surgery. So both teams playing a little shorthanded. Both teams coming in on losing streaks. We'll see how ultimately it all shapes out for both sides. Now, as far as the Seahawks go, with what we know, with Geno maybe not being 100%, and what you saw out of Drew Lock last week, who should get the start for Seattle tomorrow night? What do you guys think? Should it be Geno or should it be Drew Lock? Type G for Geno, type D for Drew Lock. What do you think the Seahawks should do? Weigh in that comment section and tell me who you think should that be that guy for the Seattle Seahawks. Now the rest of the injury report for Seattle. Let's start with the other did not practice mentions. Jamal Adams with that knee issue, he did not practice. Nick Bellore, also with a knee injury, did not practice on Saturday, as did Devon Witherspoon with the hip issue, and that's the big one that everybody is being very cautious about, because if you look back at the way the Seahawks played in that Niners game, once Devon Witherspoon went down, there was a significant drop-off in coverage and how that defense performed without Devon Witherspoon off the field. Dee Eskridge, meanwhile, with the ribs injury, he did not practice as well, as it continues the injury issues there with Dee Eskridge. So all in all, the official injury report from Seattle, Geno Smith, Jamal Adams, Nick Bellore, Devon Witherspoon, and Dee Eskridge are all listed as questionable for tomorrow night's matchup at this point in time. So we'll see exactly what happens. The Jamal Adams one is interesting to me because, honestly, based on what we saw of how bad Jamal Adams has played this season, and in particular last week, this Seahawks team actually might be better off without Jamal Adams on the football field, with how much of a liability he is and with the lapses we've seen in coverage out of the Seahawks safety so far this season. Statistically, he's done literally nothing for this Seahawks team, and the PFF grades show that he's been good in pass rush coverage, but then that's been about it. When it comes to covering skill position players, he's struggled all year long. His run defense hasn't been there. His overall grade not good. So this could be a blessing in disguise, as much as you hate to say it, for the Seahawks team not having Jamal Adams potentially tomorrow night. So let's ask you, do the Seahawks need Jamal Adams tomorrow against the Philadelphia Eagles? Weigh in the comment section. Tell us what you think. Why for yes, in for no. If Seattle needs Jamal Adams or not, weigh in. Tell me what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Factor. Factor, this bustling holiday season, you might be looking for nutritious, flavorful meals to fuel you on jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service, can help you eat well for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle while tackling all your holiday to-dos. Cross meal prepping off of your holiday list this season with Factor. Skip the meal planning, grocery shopping, chopping, prepping, and cleaning up, and get Factor's fresh, never frozen meals delivered straight to your door. They're ready in just 2 minutes. All you have to do is eat and enjoy. Treat yourself to high-quality, delicious meals over the holidays. Factor isn't just for dinner. Count on extra convenience any time of day with an assortment of 55-plus add-ons to suit various preferences and tastes. Choose from quick breakfast items, lunch to go, grab-and-go snacks, and ready-to-drink cold-pressed juices, shakes, and smoothies. Head to factormeals.com/SeahawksChat50 and use code SeahawksChat50 to get 50% off. That's code SeahawksChat50 at factormeals.com/SeahawksChat50 to get 50% off. Factor Meals, proud partner of Seahawks Today. Link is in the comments and description of today's video. More on the injury report. Now, the following names were all full participants in practice on Saturday, but nonetheless overcoming injuries. Darrell Taylor with an abdomen injury. Jordyn Brooks with an ankle injury. Anthony Bradford with a knee/shoulder issue, but a full participant nonetheless. Tre Brown expected to give it a go this week. The Seahawks are anticipating his return from that heel injury, which would be very good news for Seattle. Leonard Williams with his ankle issues expected to be a full go and give it a go for Seattle. And then a few more names to follow for the Seahawks beyond Taylor, Brooks, Bradford, Brown, and Williams on their injury fronts of a couple guys that will also be monitoring for this Seahawks team of some of the injury issues to keep in mind. Jarran Reed with a wrist injury. It was a full go in practice. He should be fine and be able to give it a go. Then you also have, beyond that, Abraham Lucas with a knee issue. He's expected to be a full go and be just fine. Then Evan Brown is also on this as well. Evan Brown with the knee injury, he's expected to be a full go and not be an issue there. Good to have both him and Bradford back on the offensive line. And then Artie Burns with the knee injury, he's expected to be a full go this week on that front. So another corner coming back. We heard Pete Carroll say a couple days ago that his injury that he experienced last week was thought of as a minor issue of sorts. So that's where everything stands on the injury front for Seattle. They are very banged up, but so is Philadelphia. Both teams on a losing streak. What do you think is going to happen? Give me your prediction. Who wins? What's the final score going to be? Weigh in the comments section. Chime in how you think this game is going to play out on Monday night between your Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles. A reminder, join us coming up tomorrow night for our Seahawks-Eagles watch party. We'll get going about an hour prior to kick for that one as things will get started about, 7:15 Eastern, 4:15 Pacific. So me and Smitty will be here. We'll have a few drinks on hand. We'll get you ready for kickoff. We'll react to the game in real time. You will not want to miss it. A must-win game for your Seattle Seahawks. We're going to have a great time. Let's cheer on a Seahawks win together. We'll see you then right here on Seahawks Today. Thanks for joining.